6101 or visit fountaingroveinns.com. Welcome back here to the PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn. That, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Robert Conrad.
That's right. Conrad Robert Falk.
Star, by the way, I might say, coming up on the 18th of this month on PBS of the Pioneers of Television series, True American Icons, and they are honoring you as you are so justly deserved on that show on the 18th of January. Mark it on your calendars, everybody. It's on PBS.
It's the 18th. Is that the one I'm in, or am I on the following week?
I believe you're on the, it says here January 18th is when it premieres.
Yeah.
Is it a different person for each week?
I have no idea. So I'll be watching, though, because, I enjoyed it.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't want to watch it.
No, I like to watch other actors, and I'll watch it because I enjoyed doing it.
Nichelle Nichols is there, Mike Connors, Linda Gray, right?
Yeah, Linda Gray?
Yeah, I think she's on there too, right?
I don't know. She wasn't with us that day. That wasn't Linda Gray.
Who was with us there?
Linda from
Evans.
Valley. Linda Evans. She looked great.
Yeah,
too.
she looked good. Yes.
Anyway, wishing you all hearts deserve fulfilled in the new year. That also comes from my friend in Las Vegas. Thanks, girl.
All right, Las Vegas sending out notes. 800-336-2225, our call-in number. Email us, rconrad@crni.net.
Now, on writing the book, have fun with the thing, man. I appreciate that. And
you are writing a book, aren't you?
This isn't Judgment Day. Don't put anything in there that you wouldn't be comfortable telling a friend. Let a close family member or friend read it, and when you've got the first draft, think about their comments for a couple of weeks and then revise it if
good advice.
They have merit. Do this several times before you send it to the publisher. Make it entertaining. Tell it as a story from the beginning and an end. Your story, your way, your masterpiece. Tell it the way you want to be remembered, but have fun with it, man. If it's entertaining to you, and if close family friends have no concerns, and if you're comfortable with it, that's when it's done.
This comes from a listener?
Yeah, and you know something?
That's great.
This is just absolutely, this information
spot on.
That was passed on to me by Terry is what I'm going to do.
That's
I'm taking out a lot of the stuff that I'm uncomfortable with because just what she said, have fun with it.
Getting you to do it at first, I think, is great because for many, many years you did not want to do this at all.
Yeah, well, I still don't want to do it, but I'm only doing it to counteract what's going to be done when I go to God, and I don't want what's happened to some of my friends. One I mentioned was Alan Ladd. Hey, Gary's been waiting forever. Let's talk to Gary.
Gary, you're on CRN with the one and only Robert Conrad.
I have a question for Angie Dickinson. Angie, are you there?
No, she's not here yet. She's
not going to be here until next hour. Yeah.
What did you say?
Angie won't be here until 4:30.
Yeah, it's about an hour and 15 minutes away.
Okay, then I have a question for you, then, Mr. Conrad.
Sure, I'll ask Angie whatever it is you wanted to ask her.
This question is for you. We're going to get to yours first before Angie. For you, Robert, were you strongly typecast as playing Jim West?
No, not really. I went through stages in the career, and in this PBS special that they're doing, I talk about that career. Initially, when I was a young man in my 20s, I did a show called Hawaiian Eye. Went to Hawaii. It wasn't even the state then. It was the territory of Hawaii. And I became a surfer. And the opening of the credits of Hawaiian Eye has me surfing. And the newspaper editors reviewing the show said that I was a pretty boy. When I did the Wild Wild West, they said I was a tough guy. And when I did Centennial, they said I was brilliant. So somewhere between being a pretty boy and brilliant is who I am. What's the other question?
And another question, and this is for Angie Dickinson.
Sure.
Why did Cassie and Company pull the plug after only 13 episodes? Would it have something to do with the competition against Falcon Crest? And was that her favorite soap of the 80s next to Dallas?
All right, hang on now. You write that down and make sure we don't make a mistake. Okay, so what is it now?
You want to know why? What was the show?
It's called Cassie and Company.
Kathy and Company was the show?
Yep, it was a short-lived series.
Kathy and Company, and they pulled the plug after 13 episodes, right?
Yep.
And you're wondering it was because it was running up against what show?
Falcon Crest
All right.
or 2020. Two strong shows.
Oh, yeah,
Gotcha.
2020 was a giant. That's probably,
Yeah.
that's probably
You need
ratings.
to include that in the list.
Probably ratings, but we'll find out for a good question.
But wait, did you say Kathy is the first one?
Kathy and Company, wasn't it?
Cassie.
Oh, Cassie.
Yep, not Kathy.
Cassie.
Yeah.
Okay, Cassie and Company. Gotcha.
All right, so thanks for hanging on all that time, Gary, and we'll do that interview for you, okay?
Well, thank you. Goodbye.
It's a pleasure. Okay,
There goes
thanks for
Gary
listening.
from Michigan, ladies and gentlemen. We got a line open at 800-336-2225.
Yes. You want to wait for me? I was reading an email. Let's talk to John. He's been waiting for a long time, and then we'll get to the two of the little Mouseketeers.
John, you're on CRN with the one and only Robert Conrad.
Hey, John.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Mike. Happy New Year.
Hey,
Happy
John.
New Year to you, man.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Not bad. How are things with you?
Let's. Well, you want to do the 1 to 10?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Come on.
Okay.
Be generous.
Be honest.
Be honest and generous.
5.
Oh, brother. Oh, man.
Sorry, I'm being.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Depressed
sorry.
the hell out of me at the beginning of the show.
Sorry, but you wanted
Whoa.
the truth. You know.
We got a mountain to overcome today, listeners.
Yes.
Phew.
Well,
Yes.
hopefully after you talk to me, it'll be 6 or 7.
All right. Yeah, I'd like that to happen.
John,
it'll probably be a 6 tonight.
Yeah.
We
Maybe
have
by the end of the show, you can get it up to a 6.
No, well, I'm always happy when I do the show. So that's not true. When I do the show, I'm an 8. But when I'm off the air, as soon as I go off the air, I'll drop down to a 5. But what's up? What do you want to know, John? Talk to
Was
me.
it a coincidence that Richard Markowitz, who composed the theme of Johnny Umal the Rebel, starring Nick Adams, also composed and conducted the theme for the Wild Wild West?
Now, you know something? That's
That's a great question.
No, that's amazing because
I
what
can't
you
believe he
did just
knows that.
now is educate me.
Me
I was
too.
Nick Adams' best friend, absolutely. I talked to his son yesterday, and I have to talk to his son today and let him know that I won't be available tomorrow because I'm going to be with Jennifer. And no, I didn't know he did both of the Wild
I
West
didn't know that
and Johnny
either.
Human. Never knew that till today.
I thought Johnny
about
Cash wrote Johnny Yuma. It
Well,
wasn't.
Johnny Cash sang the theme.
Right.
Of yeah. But Richard Markowitz, if you go on the internet and Google search Richard Markowitz and Johnny Umal the Rebel, you'll see that he was the composer of the song.
Awesome, man. You live and learn. Thank you so much for sharing.
Whoa. And he
Well,
did
you're
the Wild
welcome.
Wild
And
West.
speaking of Johnny Cash, you know that boom chicka boom sound that he had?
Yeah.
That always reminded me of the music that would play when Jim West was getting out of a life-threatening situation. You know, that bump, bump. You know, it reminded me of the Johnny Cash thing.
Johnny Yuma
Yeah.
was a rebel.
And
Anyway,
one
that's
other thing
very
before I
good.
go, Bob. Last week we were talking about Whitey Hughes, and I was asking you about the first time he showed up on the Wild Wild West.
Yes.
And if I may read this quickly to you, maybe this will jar your memory a little bit. This is him talking. He said, I went in to do the Steel Assassin show, a fight scene in a wine cellar, and I saw that we're going to have a kind of a free-handed doing what we had to do. It was going to be Bob taking on me and stuntman Chuck O'Brien and Mike Masters, an actor friend of Bob's. And he just goes on to say, he said to you, he said, I'll knock Chuck. He said, you knock Chuck down over here and knock Mike down, and then I'll dive at you from on top of the big wine barrel. You said, you're going to jump at me? And he said, no, I'm going to dive at you. And I guess because of that fight scene, you liked his work so much that he came back and worked in other episodes. And
Well, he became a regular after that. I'll tell you that story. We're going into commercial, but
Will ya?
hey, thanks for the call, John. And I'll tell you a story about that incident too, because it's kind of interesting.
okay.
Okay, thanks a lot for the call,
Thank
and
you.
thanks for the education. I appreciate it. And
God bless you, Bob.
Hey, thank you. I'm a 7 right now.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I knew
man.
it. I knew it. We'll be back on CRN. It's the PM show. Robert Conrad.
Are you struggling with too much credit card debt, sky-high interest rates, late fees, over-limit fees?